Have you ever sat across from someone and felt that something deeper was happening beneath the surface, even though no one was saying it out loud? The room feels normal, the conversation sounds casual, but there is a quiet tension in the air that you cannot explain. I once knew a man who kept missing that moment. He thought attraction was loud and obvious. He believed if a woman liked him, she would clearly say it or make a bold move. What he did not understand was that sometimes desire speaks in whispers, not in announcements. One evening, he was sitting with a woman he had known for months. They were laughing, sharing stories, talking about simple things. At one point, she paused and looked at him a little longer than usual. He noticed it, but he looked away first. Later, she lightly touched his arm while making a point. He smiled, but he changed the topic quickly because he did not want to misread the situation. He was trying so hard to be safe that he became distant without realizing it. Weeks later, she started pulling back. He was confused. He thought nothing had changed, but everything had changed in those quiet moments he failed to understand. The truth is, connection rarely announces itself with noise. It builds in small signals, a longer glance, a softer tone, a question that goes slightly deeper than normal. Many people miss these signs because they are focused on performing instead of observing. They try to impress instead of understanding. Real attraction often grows in silence before it grows in action. And if you are not paying attention, you will think nothing is happening while everything is slowly shifting. There is a quote I once heard that stayed with me. The deepest connections are not spoken loudly, they are felt quietly. That line explains more about human relationships than most long speeches ever could. When someone has gone a long time without meaningful closeness, those quiet signals become even more important. They are careful, they are subtle, they are testing the emotional safety of the moment. So before we talk about signs, behaviors, and shifts, understand this first. Attraction is not about rushing forward. It is about awareness. It is about emotional presence. When you learn to notice the quiet changes in energy, posture, and tone, you begin to see what others overlook. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Welcome to Pamela Talks, where we explore the hidden signs of attraction and the subtle ways women show interest. Today, we're diving into the quiet behaviors that reveal desire and emotional connection, so you can understand what she really feels. Today, I am going to share 5 behavior changes that often show up when a woman has not experienced intimacy for a long time. Pay close attention because the last sign is the strongest one. It is the sign that separates men who stay only friends from the men she truly desires in a romantic way. Let's start. The first sign is that touch becomes a quiet way of communication. When a woman goes a long time without real physical closeness, her body can enter what neuroscience calls skin hunger. This is a natural biological response. Human skin has many oxytocin receptors that naturally crave physical stimulation and connection. Because of this, she may start touching you more often, but not in a random way. These touches are usually soft and almost automatic. She might gently place her hand on your arm while laughing, fix your collar for no clear reason, or let her shoulder lightly brush against yours during a conversation. These small gestures may last a little longer than normal. The hidden message is simple. She is watching how you react. If you seem tense or pull away, she may see it as rejection. But if you stay calm, smile, and return the warm energy naturally, you have handled the first sign well. The second sign is that she looks for repeated emotional reassurance. When a woman is not receiving meaningful masculine attention, it can create an emotional space inside her. This space is not about ego or pride. It is about the need for real connection. Many women naturally search for emotional safety before allowing deeper intimacy to grow. Because of this, she may begin asking more personal questions. She might say something like, "Do you think I handled that situation badly?" These questions are not random. They are small tests to see if you provide stability, understanding, and emotional support. She might also ask, "Am I too intense?" In many moments, she is not really looking for a logical answer. She wants to feel seen and emotionally understood. If you quickly reply with something simple like, "No, you're fine," you may lose the emotional depth of the moment. But if you answer with care, maybe saying, "You seem like someone who feels things deeply, and that is rare today," you build a stronger emotional bond that many men miss. This is where real connection starts to grow. Small, thoughtful words can create a deeper impact than long, empty compliments ever could. The third sign is that her body language slowly changes around a strong masculine presence. This is very interesting. During a long period without intimacy, her limbic system, the part of the brain connected to attraction, can become more sensitive. It is almost like her awareness of possible attraction becomes stronger. You may notice she adjusts her hair more when you are near, crosses and uncrosses her legs again and again, or leans a little closer even if there is space between you. These are small signals that usually happen without her thinking about them. Many men make the mistake of believing these signs mean they should quickly push things forward, and that often drives her away. A wiser approach is to match her energy instead of overpowering it. If she leans in slightly, you lean in a little too. If she starts light physical contact, you respond in a calm and respectful way. Attraction often moves like a rhythm. The man who understands that rhythm and leads it naturally, without trying to control everything, becomes someone she remembers deeply. Calm confidence always feels stronger than forced intensity. The fourth sign is that she quietly checks your emotional strength. When a woman has been alone for a long time, she often builds emotional walls. Before letting someone into her private world, she wants to know if you can accept her real self, not just the polished version she shows in public. She may share something personal and carefully watch how you react. Sometimes she may even create a small disagreement just to see if you stay calm or lose control. Many men struggle here. They either try to fix her feelings like solving a problem or respond in a defensive way. What she usually values most is a man who listens with calm energy and without judgment. She wants someone emotionally steady, someone strong enough to hold space for her feelings without becoming unstable himself. Now we come to the fifth and most powerful sign. She begins to create small chances for closeness. This sign can change everything. When a woman wants connection but feels unsure about saying it directly, she may set up situations where intimacy can grow in a natural way. These moments are not random. They are quiet invitations that test your awareness and emotional maturity at the same time. She might say, "Can you help me with something at my place?" Or, "I don't really feel like watching this movie alone." These are socially safe ways of inviting private time together. This is where maturity truly matters. An inexperienced man may step in expecting instant romantic progress. A confident man understands that emotional safety must come first. When you are together, focus on comfort, speak naturally, laugh easily, let the moment unfold on its own. When she slowly moves closer, and many times she will, you stay calm and self-assured, not desperate or rushing the situation. When a woman goes a long time without intimacy, the change is not only physical, it is emotional and psychological too. Human connection is a basic need. When that need is not met, the mind and body begin to adjust. She may become more aware of masculine energy around her. Small details that she once ignored may now stand out more clearly. This does not mean she becomes desperate. It means her sensitivity to connection increases. She starts paying closer attention to tone of voice, eye contact, and emotional presence. The man who understands this does not rush. He becomes more aware and more patient. Another important point is that loneliness does not always look obvious. Some women become more social during these periods. They talk more, laugh more, and appear confident. But inside, there may still be a quiet desire for closeness. This is why emotional intelligence matters more than surface-level charm. If you only focus on flirting, you may miss the deeper need she is showing. When you respond with empathy and steady energy, she feels safe. Safety is often more attractive than bold moves. A calm man who listens carefully can create stronger attraction than a man who tries too hard to impress. Finally, remember that real attraction is not about techniques. It is about awareness and self-control. When you are grounded, you do not react with neediness. You respond with confidence. Women can sense emotional pressure very quickly, but they can also sense emotional strength. If you stay centered and respectful, you create space for her to open up freely. Intimacy that develops from emotional comfort lasts longer and feels deeper. In the end, both people want to feel chosen, understood, and safe. When you focus on that, everything else begins to align naturally. When intimacy has been missing for a long time, a woman may begin to reflect more deeply on what she truly wants in a partner. She becomes less impressed by surface level charm and more focused on emotional depth. Small actions start to matter more than big promises. She may observe how you treat others, how you handle stress, and how consistent your words are with your behavior. During this time, she is not only feeling desire, she is also evaluating long term potential. The man who shows steadiness, patience, and self respect naturally stands out from those who rely only on confidence without substance. It is also important to stay aware of your own energy. If you become overly eager, she may sense pressure. Pressure creates resistance. But when you remain balanced and focused on mutual enjoyment of the moment, she feels relaxed. Relaxation allows attraction to grow naturally. The strongest dynamic is when both people feel chosen, not chased. That feeling comes from confidence and self-control. When you value yourself and respect her pace at the same time, the connection becomes balanced. Balanced attraction lasts longer and feels deeper than anything built on urgency. At its core, this topic is about emotional awareness. Intimacy is not only physical closeness, it is emotional presence, patience, and understanding unspoken signals. When you learn to read subtle changes in behavior and respond with calm strength, you separate yourself from men who only react on impulse. Attraction grows where there is safety, depth, and steady energy. When those elements are present, connection moves forward naturally without force. When intimacy has been missing for a long time, a woman may also become more protective of her time. She will not give attention easily to someone who feels uncertain or inconsistent. If she chooses to spend extra time with you, it often means she sees potential. Time is emotional investment. When she replies quickly, continues conversations late, or adjusts her schedule to see you, those are meaningful signals. The mistake many men make is assuming availability means guaranteed interest. In reality, it is an opportunity. How you handle that opportunity decides whether attraction grows or slowly fades away. There can also be a stronger emotional intensity during this period. Small gestures may feel bigger to her. A kind message at the right moment can have more impact than usual. At the same time, careless words can create distance quickly. This is because emotional sensitivity increases when connection has been absent. She may not always show this openly, but internally she feels it. If you stay mindful and speak with intention, you stand out. Emotional control shows maturity. Maturity creates safety. Safety allows her to lower her guard step by step without feeling exposed. Another change is how she reacts to physical space. She may test distance in subtle ways. Standing slightly closer, holding eye contact longer, or allowing small touches without pulling away are signs of growing comfort. These moments should never be forced. They should be allowed to develop naturally. When you respect her space while staying confident, it builds trust. Trust and desire are closely connected. The more she trusts your restraint, the more attractive you become. Self-control is often more powerful than aggressive pursuit. It is also important to understand that longing does not remove standards. Even if she desires closeness, she will still choose carefully. She wants to feel emotionally secure, not just temporarily excited. If she senses that you are centered in your own life, that you have purpose and direction, her attraction deepens. Stability is calming. Calm energy feels strong. When you combine emotional awareness with quiet confidence, you create an environment where intimacy can grow naturally without pressure. In the end, everything comes back to balance. Desire grows when there is space, respect, and emotional depth. If you rush, you break the rhythm. If you hesitate too much, the moment passes. The key is awareness. Notice the signals. Respond calmly. Lead with patience. When intimacy develops from mutual comfort and steady energy, it becomes more meaningful for both people. When intimacy has been absent for a while, anticipation can become stronger than action. She may enjoy the buildup of emotional tension more than fast physical progress. This is because anticipation creates excitement without risk. If you understand this, you will not rush to define everything too quickly. Instead, you allow conversations to deepen slowly. You let moments stretch naturally. When she feels that you are comfortable with slow growth, she feels less pressure. Less pressure allows her true feelings to surface. Attraction that builds slowly often becomes more intense and more stable over time. There can also be moments where she pulls back slightly after showing interest. This does not always mean she has lost attraction. Sometimes it means she is checking her own emotions. After being without intimacy, opening up again can feel vulnerable. She may need reassurance through your consistency, not through words, but through actions. If you stay the same, calm and respectful, her trust increases. If you react with frustration or insecurity, she may close off. Emotional steadiness during these small shifts shows strength and maturity. Another layer to understand is emotional memory. If she has experienced disappointment before, she may be cautious even when she feels desire. This caution is protection, not rejection. When you show patience and keep your behavior aligned with your words, you slowly replace fear with comfort. Comfort builds attachment. Attachment builds deeper attraction. This process cannot be forced. It grows through repeated positive experiences. Every calm reaction, every respectful response adds to the foundation of trust between you. It is also powerful to remain focused on your own growth during this time. When you are secure in your purpose and goals, you naturally appear more grounded. A grounded man does not chase validation. He shares his time instead of begging for it. That energy feels stable and attractive. When she senses that you value yourself, she values you more. Self-respect sets the tone for how others treat you. Balanced confidence creates emotional safety without needing to control the situation. In the end, real connection forms when both people feel understood and unpressured. Intimacy after a long gap is not only about desire, it is about rebuilding trust in closeness. When you move with patience, awareness, and calm strength, you create space for something deeper to grow. The goal is not just physical connection. The goal is emotional harmony where both people feel safe, wanted, and respected at the same time. So now you know the subtle signs a woman shows when she's open to connection. From small touches to the way she tests your emotional strength, these behaviors are quiet but meaningful. The key is awareness, patience, and respect. Don't rush, don't overthink, just observe and respond with calm confidence. Real attraction grows when both people feel safe, understood, and valued. Remember, it's not about impressing her. It's about creating a genuine emotional connection that lasts. Pay attention to the little things, honor the pace, and you'll notice how closeness naturally develops over time. Thanks for watching Pamela Talks. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an insight. And if this resonated with you, drop the word connection in the comments to let me know you're ready to notice the little signs that matter.